Hello, my name is Nicole Benjamin. I'm here to discuss service research as it relates to mental health services within the community. In looking at Ostrom 2015 article, it correlates to the issues that prevail within mental health and looking at the well-being of an individual. There are so many layers that need to be looked at when we look at the stigma that falls behind mental health services. First of all and foremost, the individual's well being is not looked at. Many times, when we look at those who suffer from mental illness, we're looking at productivity. We're not looking at the individual's well being. But I think that if we approach this much differently and we incorporate transformative service research, it will identify and it will correlate with the issues that prevail within mental health services. In addition, we're looking at improvements. And when we look at the improvements in the lives of the consumer, we want to overall always be consistent in looking at their well-being and looking at those entities in which can service them better within the compound of an organization or the infrastructure of an organization. There is always the need to look at and approach the consumer with an evidence-based approach. In doing that, we can conceptualize an appropriate domain, which would be transformative service research. And when we say transformative, we're looking at so many different ways in how we can address this issue within the community. First and foremost, transformative. It leads us to the understanding that change will occur. How does change occur? What do we need to import in most communities, or rather in most organizations, to transform the understanding of how to change and use research as the foundation in order for us to better service our clients? This has been an ongoing issue and concern that more or less is not addressed through further research. But with the understanding of this article and through the roundtable that was used to discuss this matter, it has been a priority that has been identified. And the response to this article has given great attention to the well-beings of the consumers and to further give us an understanding of what goals we might need to achieve to better service them. There are a lot of stigmas that play a part in how we service the mentally ill. Stigmas that go across the board in most organizations and in the leaders' understanding of how to address the issues that prevail with mental health. More or less, we can look at the socioeconomic, we can look at the lack of funding, and in addition to that, the morale of those that service those individuals. I think that if there's a balance and if there's an understanding of how to move forward with an evidence-based approach and looking at and making service research a priority, I think that overall a number of things can change. And knowing that and acknowledging that, the role of the leader is to always present him or herself in a way in which those within the organization knows that there is a strong component that will be implemented to further change the present circumstances. The mentally ill have been disregarded in our society for an extensive amount of time. And in understanding how transformative service research can take on and change the responsibility of those that service the mentally ill has given me hope. Hope to understand that through this endeavor and through this approach, we can overall look at the well-being of the mentally ill much differently. There are different ways in how we can discuss this matter, and there are many challenges that we will face. But through the understanding and the discussion that the foremost important thing is the well-being of the consumer, we can take a different stance and position in overall providing them the service that they need. There are limitations, yes, I will admit, but Osho made it very clear in his article in 2015 that through challenges there is discovery, and through discovery there is change. So we overall have to map out and explore different ways that will be suitable within the context and the culture of the organization. Once we explore that, we understand the needs, we address the needs, service research can play a part. And once it plays a part, everyone will have an understanding in how to move forward. But it must be the leader's understanding in knowing what the need is before any change can occur. Once change occurs, there must be consistency and a balance. So I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to me discuss the overall well-being or understanding of how to approach mental health within an organization. Thank you.